You ever watch a movie that feels like total science fiction, and then you look around a few years later and realize you're kind of living in it? Well, that's the really weird legacy of The Truman Show. It's a film that's become so much more than just a classic. All right, let's get into it.
This one line from the show's godlike creator, Christoph, this is everything. It's not just the heart of the film. It's turned out to be a scarily accurate diagnosis of our own digital world. It's the idea that this whole explainer is built on.
So it's basically become a cliche at this point to say The Truman Show was a crystal ball. When it came out way back in 1998, it really felt like it was peering straight into the 21st century and just seeing what was coming. And the list of things it seemed to predict is honestly kind of staggering. Just think about it for a second. The absolute explosion of reality TV, constant surveillance everywhere, the first hints of social media and influencers, even the 24/7 news cycle and these weird parasocial relationships where we feel like we actually know celebrities. The movie was talking about all of this before they were even common phrases.
And you have to think about the sheer scale of it. In the movie, 5,000 cameras on one guy, that was the terrifying fantasy, right? But today, between all of the CCTV cameras blanketing our cities and the smartphone that's in every single pocket, that number feels almost small. The film's biggest sci-fi idea is no longer fiction. For us, it's just a regular Tuesday.
So how in the world did a film this unique, this odd, even get made? Let's peel back the curtain for a minute because the story of how it was created is just as strange as the movie itself.
Okay, so you have director Peter Weir, who'd already made amazing films like Dead Poets Society. He was getting really tired of the same old boring scripts Hollywood kept sending him. He was on the hunt for something that would actually challenge him, something totally different. And then he found Andrew Niccol's screenplay for The Truman Show, and he knew he'd hit the jackpot.
Weir had a very specific idea for his leading man. He saw something in Jim Carrey that went way beyond his slapstick comedy roles. He saw this dramatic depth, this kind of chaotic, unpredictable energy that was just perfect for Truman. In fact, he was so sure about it that he was willing to put the entire production on hold just to wait for Carrey's schedule to open up, which, by the way, is a huge, risky move in Hollywood.
$20 million. That's the kind of money Jim Carrey was making for a single movie at the height of his fame. But he believed in this project so deeply that he took a massive pay cut to play Truman. It just goes to show you this wasn't just another job for him, it was a real passion project.
But here's where the popular narrative has a bit of a glitch. For all the things that got right about being watched, did The Truman Show actually predict the kind of reality TV we all know and, well, maybe secretly love today? The short answer is nope, not really.
Let's just break it down. The show inside the movie was this perfect little utopia. It was wholesome, completely conflict-free, and the whole point was to maintain this perfect, advertiser-friendly life. Modern reality TV, it's the exact opposite. It's a dystopia that's basically engineered to make people self-destruct. It runs on drama, on fights, on messy, sensational, and kind of trashy behavior.
And this is the real heart of it. The film was totally right that we'd be watching each other, but it completely misunderstood why we'd be watching. See, we don't tune in to see a perfect life. We tune in for the chaos, for the train wreck. The film imagined we'd all want to watch Leave It to Beaver, but it turns out what we really wanted was people flipping tables and screaming at each other.
Okay, so if the film wasn't really a prophecy about keeping up with the Kardashians, what was its deeper, more powerful prediction? Well, this is where the story shifts from just being about TV to something way more personal and way bigger.
First off, there is a real thing called the Truman Show Delusion. I'm not kidding. It's a documented psychological condition where patients genuinely believe their entire life is a secret reality show. In this bizarre, life-imitating art situation, some patients actually bring up the movie by name to describe what they're feeling.
And this delusion can be incredibly powerful. There was a case of one patient who actually traveled to New York City right after the 9/11 attacks because he was convinced it was all just a dramatic plot twist in his personal show. He felt he had to go see for himself if the towers were really gone just to check if his world was real. But the film's most chillingly accurate prediction goes even deeper than that. It basically foresaw what we now call surveillance capitalism. And look, this isn't just about watching people. It's about gathering up all our data, all of our human experiences, to predict what we'll do next, and then using that knowledge to subtly change our behavior for profit.
And that right there, that's the real punchline.
The movie's true legacy isn't that it predicted a show like Big Brother. It predicted the entire system of digital control we now live inside. We are all Truman, living our lives in a reality that's been built around us. And the role of that all-powerful creator, Christoph, well, that's now being played by the tech giants who mine our data and shape what we see and do.
So, let's go back to the film's ending for a second, because Truman's final choice, it speaks directly to our own struggle to find what's real.
This is Christoph's final, desperate sales pitch to keep Truman inside his perfect little world. And doesn't that sound just a little bit familiar? It's the exact same argument today's tech companies make to us. Our algorithm knows what you like. Just stay here. We can give you a safer, better, more personalized reality than the real world.
But Truman's response is the ultimate mic drop. It's this powerful declaration of internal freedom. Christoph could control the weather. He could script every person Truman ever met. But he could never, ever get inside Truman's own mind. That space was his. It was free.
And that really brings us to the final, lingering question. Truman found a literal door in the sky to escape into his reality. For us, the walls of the set are invisible. They're made of algorithms and targeted ads and personalized feeds, all designed to keep us happy, predictable, and profitable. So the question the film leaves us with is the same one we have to ask ourselves every day. How do we find our door?